Hi, I'm Lincoln Damhurst here at GTS 2017 with Chris Handy.
Hi there.
Showing us...
See you, Lincoln.
Perplexed.
Yes.
Here showing us some of his Paco games that are due soon.
Yes, so this is kind of the retail version. We did a few previews last year, so
They all look
this
really
is
good
ORC.
too, so
Thank you,
I'm
yes.
excited.
So this is ORC, War is Ugly. This is a 2-player battle. So your opponent would sit over there. And on these cards, they have orcs. There's 1 orc on the top of the card and 2 orcs on the other side.
Glare. Cool.
And so at the beginning of the game, we set them up like this. You just need to pull out cards that represent all 6 colors. So these are the territories, in a sense, that we're going to try to capture for points. So most points wins at the end of the game. On your turn, you have to play a card down, either with 2 orcs facing you or with 1 orc facing you. Okay? When you place a card, it can't match the color of the territory, and it can't match what your opponent has committed there. Okay? So if I played a 2 orcs here, I would then refill back my hand just 1 card. So play 2, draw 1 from any one of the 6 draw piles. If I were to play a 1 orc instead, then I could draw 2 cards from any draw piles.
Okay. Neat.
Okay?
Any 2?
Any piles.
Okay.
2 from any piles.
Okay.
Eventually, there will be a battle. Let's say I committed more green orcs here, and you committed more purple orcs there. Eventually, the associated draw pile
Will be gone.
will be depleted.
And that's when you determine.
That's when you battle here. So there's a timing element there when you want to commit what cards you're going to take from where. So in this case, it's 3 green orcs against 2 purple. I would win. They're all discarded. You just use 1 as a marker to signify that I control the yellow territory. This will be worth 1 point. There's a 1 dot there. This will be worth 2 points, whoever captures that. Additionally, any yellow orcs that I have in my hand at the end of the game will be their face value as well. So because I conquered this, I also get 3 more points at the end.
So you want to try not to spend
Try
those
not to use those. Yeah.
Oof.
Now, what happens in a tie, you might ask? Let's say I've committed that guy, you've committed this guy, but on a previous turn, I conquered the green territory.
Right.
So if this was depleted, we would battle here, the white against the single purple. It's broken by the next conquered territory closest to the game box.
Okay.
So in this case, since I conquered the green, I would then also conquer the yellow.
Okay.
So you don't want to overwin. You kind of want to tie as much as possible when you're closest to, the next territory that you have.
You don't want to overspend because you're trying to hold on to your cards.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's a short game. It's like a 7-minute game.
Okay.
It plays really great, but a lot to think about.
Yeah, neat. You and I actually kind of did some turns, I think, last year.
We may
I
have,
do think
yeah.
it's a good game.
And you're a backer.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah. It's rough.
Nah, it's okay. I know how it is.
All right, so this is Dig, and this is a 2 to 4 player pick up and deliver game. Each player is a dog,
All right.
and I didn't really set these up
A
ahead of
dog.
time.
I think I can get that in there. Focus. Yeah. Cool.
So these are all randomly laid out to the left of the doghouse.
Did you have all the titles basically at the time of the Kickstarter last year?
I don't remember the timing. It was mid Kickstarter. I think
Were they
most
was
of
the
them.
stretch goals was just for the and you had a basic outliner for each one of them.
Yes, yeah. I know we showed.
think I saw
a couple,
this one.
Yeah, we showed a couple different ones. So I'm trying to.
picking the.
Oh, the gym class.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was that's coming too. We don't have to fill it all the way up, but that's basically the idea. That would be a full row there. You can move them.
Yeah, I just want to see it all. Cool.
So this is Dig.
Dig-a-rooney.
This way, rather.
Hey, you got
Good
it.
to go?
Last time I kept changing them.
I know, that was terrible. I'm used to that audience, you know.
That's
it's like,
the way, exactly.
I'll face you.
We're totally screwing you up, is really what it is.
So basically, you put your dog on either side of this row here, and on your turn, you can do 3 actions. You can move, you can dig, and you can deliver a bone. Okay? So you can move up to 4 cards. This is a little legend you can use. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. If I want to dig, I simply take that card into my hand. I could put it back. I could put a different one back. You can move one less, or you must move one less for every bone card that you hold. So as you commit to holding bones, you're going to be moving less.
These are the bones that were the cards themselves are bones?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a bone on this card here. So that's a blue bone there. Delivering is, if I were to move eventually to the blue bowl, I can just place that down there. So what happens here is when bones are dug up, they create voids, and the last card in the row is moved all the way down. Okay? So there's a little bit of control and timing of when you want to dig and what's coming to fill it up.
Okay.
Eventually, the bones will be dug up, and all of the bowls will be right next to the doghouse. And this will dictate all of the bone values for the game.
Based on the
proximity to the doghouse. So these the yellow will be worth 5 points. Purple will be worth 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Okay.
So this will dictate kind of what you go for out there. Now, here's the thing about these cards.
But how are they sliding down then? Is it just
when there's a void, the furthest one in the row
so a
comes
bowl
to
could be
could be another bone. It could be a bowl.
Okay.
So
it could rejigger.
It could
based on how by maybe where it ends up in the array.
Absolutely. And so each scent pair. So this is the blue and the red scent pair. One of these has a blue bone and one has a red.
Oh, okay. So you have an idea of what might be underneath.
Yes,
there.
And then of course some of these values in real time are being dictated, so that might motivate you and so forth.
But it's a 50-50.
It is.
You may not get the one you want.
And some of them are hidden when they're in the hand, but once they're delivered, then they actually become public, and then you can kind of deduce.
Cool.
Yeah.
This looks a little like
This
John K. art, nicer John K. art.
This is, we've rated them 1, 2, or 3, so this is a 1. This is kind of more casual.
Neat.
And finally, an abstract title. This is Box. And this is a 2 or 3 player game individually, or you can play in teams with 4 or 6 players. Each player or team will receive a secret goal color card. Where are they? There's another one. It's all the rainbow
Single
colors. Yeah. And so that's going to be the color that you're trying to create squares in the game.
Okay.
Okay. So one of these will be used as a starting card. In order to create a square in your secret color, you are trying to place these out, and I can just tell you a little bit about placement. You're going to place them such that the dots align, so all of these are valid placements.
So
this is valid.
Oh, okay.
So just continuing rows and columns of dots. You can cover 1, 2, 3, or 4 dots worth. Okay, so I could do this.
Right.
And eventually you're trying to create a square with your secret color as the 4 corner dots of that square. This gets a little brain burning.
Yeah.
Did we do this?
It seems like it.
I should have reviewed, but
no, that's okay.
So here
I don't remember them all that clearly.
Here's another one. All right, so
there we go.
this is that no, that's not
3.
quite.
Yeah.
This needs to actually be lower here, so it'll be something like that.
Just retrofit it.
Yeah. All right, so that's kind of simulating what a 5 by 5 square would be.
So if, but that wins the game.
No, it doesn't win the game. You score at the end.
Okay.
Excuse me. You score at the end for every square in your color, and each square is worth whatever a side, however many dots is
But
on
we'll
a side.
continue with this same array.
Yeah,
So
we're
we could
all
be
building.
losing some of our squares.
Yes, and that's where the secret goal comes in. Lincoln, I think you're going for green, so I'm going to try to cover up that green dot while increasing the potential of getting more red dots.
So if you
It gets kind of brutal.
So does it need to be a minimum size? Can be 4 just right next to each other.
It can be up to 10.
Up to 10,
And it
okay.
has to be an actual square.
Right.
And it doesn't have to. You can have voids.
Voids,
That's okay.
right,
Yeah.
Neat.
So
Dude, all of these, as last year, I'm very excited about them.
If you could
Cannot
just
wait.
get your rewards
I
from
know
this
it'll come
Kickstarter.
soon. I'm not really worried about it. It's
I know.
actually a lot of game development. You know.
Yeah.
I think you're choosing the worst possible model because you're gonna. Hey, I'm gonna do 20 games.
But yeah, I have to do 8 more to get another set out.
That's neat,
easy.
though.
Yeah, it's been a fun project.
So how's the previous set doing?
Very well. Yeah,
Neat.
we've sold about 70,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and so retailers are excited to kind of refresh the brand
As
with
I think
this
I said
set.
last year, I love that you've got all these different games in a tiny little display.
Yeah.
And there you go. There's 8 different types of games. Just if you're going to organize them properly, but you can stuff it full with the cards, decks from each of the sets. Very, very cool. So
Yep.
is the package, the case, going to be available in retail?
Not yet. We're kind of looking at some options there. Right now, it's just conventions and the website.
Neat. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Actually, I have the previous. I backed the first set. So
Yeah.
I don't remember if I got the package though.
Yeah, it's just a nice way to carry
Absolutely.
all that variety
Especially
in one spot.
since they seem to be very wee, and you might be able to might lose them.
Yes.
But
Very wee.
yeah, very wee. So Jim is the one that we played.
I think we did maybe Jim and Rum, maybe a little bit of Orc last year too. And
I know Orc. for
Yeah,
sure.
I
Spy,
don't remember.
maybe?
Spy probably not.
Nope, doesn't look like
That's a
it.
tough one to explain.
Neat. So what's
Yeah.
Boo?
So Boo is a 2-player kind of tile laying game. You're trying to get all of the, or as many of your ghosts face up as possible. So it's kind of like Othello with a lot more going on.
Neat.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Thanks for showing
Well,
us,
thank you
Chris.
so much.
Excited. So what? When do you think?
By the end of the month, you should have them.
Really?
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good. I love them. So I think it's such a genius idea. I like portable games.
Yeah.
That it's kind of most people we play with. It's that type of stuff.
They have a lot of value because you can just get through them and play them
Well,
anywhere.
and you can take them. I mean,
Right.
we have friends that just have these complicated carrying systems to get games around, and it just.
Yeah.
And most of my friends that are not gamers are not going to go for the real deep stuff.
Absolutely
anyway.
not, yeah.
So this is a way to get people started, at least.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks.